All right, scholars, I will be going over the Think About It. The Crown Heights CARES program raised $14,928 to help the homeless. About how much money have they raised rounded to the nearest 10,000? All right. So, what is this question asking us to find out? About how much money have they raised rounded to the nearest 10,000? So, they are being specific in this question what to round to. Let me go ahead and type up this number right here, 14,928. And then I am going to determine the place for 10,000. So this is going to be tens. This is the 2 is in the tens place. This 9 is in the hundreds place. The 4 is in the thousands place. And then this 1 is in the 10,000 place. So essentially what I'm going to try to find out if that stays as a 1 or turns into a 2. And the strategy I'm going to use is a number line as a rounding hill. All right, here we go. Drawing a rounding hill as best as I can right over here. And since I'm rounding to the nearest 10,000 place, I want to determine what 10,000s is this number in between. Okay, so the closest number to the left of 14,000 in the 10,000s place, and if it makes it a little bit easier, this would need to stay as a 1. And if I round down, these turn into zeros. So this is going to be 10,000. All right. Now, what would happen if this was a 5 or greater? Which, if you don't know that's okay. But if I were to round up, this would turn into a 2, right? So that kind of gives us a hint. And then remember, all the numbers to the right are going to become zeros. So this is going to be 20,000. All right. So those are my landmark numbers. Now I want to determine the midpoint. So in the middle of 10,000 and 20,000 is 15,000. Now I'm going to plot the number that I'm working with, and that's going to be a little to the left, 14,928. And then the last thing I want to do is which way am I going to round to? And it only says circled here, but we could square it, right? Whatever helps you identify it. And this number is closer to 10,000. So that means we're going to round to 10,000. So if I needed to type my answer in about how much money have they raised rounded to the nearest 10,000, well, the answer is 10,000. And our key point for today is when rounding, think about which two tens, if you're rounding to the nearest 10, hundreds, if you're rounding to the nearest hundreds, thousands, if you're rounding to the nearest thousands, or 10,000s, if you're rounding to the nearest 10,000s. The number you're rounding is between. Figure out the midpoint, then decide which one it is closer to using a rounding hill.